Thank you. Okay, Google, what's next for I/O? Hi everyone, I'm Amanda Matuk, exec producer at Google for I/O. In 2006, in a room on our Mountain View campus, Google started what's been a 10-year conversation with developers. This conversation and event have morphed over the years, including a move to Moscone in 2008 and the beginning of the conference as it's known today, I/O. 10 years is a long time to speak to an audience. In 2016, with a new CEO at the helm and developer relations at the top of his list, we asked ourselves, how can we improve this conversation? What's next for I/O? First, we returned home. This wasn't change for change's sake. With a new CEO in place and a desire to deepen our relationship with the developer community, we reinvented I/O this year. It was the right time and the right move for the business. I think this is important to note. Annual events face a lot of pressure to stay fresh, as we all know. But the most meaningful change is change that impacts a process or a business outcome. So we moved the event back to Mountain View, to Shoreline Amphitheater, a known concert venue in our own backyard, and hosted a first ever developer festival. Aside from changing location, venue, format, and size, we focused on 3 key areas to truly reinvent I/O. 3 areas: people, our users; people, the team; and personality, infusing our company culture into magic moments. Focus on the user and all else will follow. As part of Google's DNA, we always strive for the best user experiences, and I/O is no exception. This year for I/O, we focused on the user in many ways. We grew the audience by 30%, hosted over 190 breakouts, and 24 hours of one-on-one sessions. But again, we didn't just scale for scale's purpose. This was all based on feedback from years past. Growing I/O this year was a major shift back to the roots of why we host this event. So I/O is a developer platform. It's a place for them to learn, grow, develop, and earn. And this year we really embraced that mindset and created an experience for more developers than ever before. We hosted 530 I/O extended events in over 90 countries and included interactive elements, such as the one you see here, for folks not even physically present, so they too could feel connected to what was happening on site. This is I/O Paint, an activity where attendees could throw paint virtually onto a screen using their phone. We showcased developer tools made for everyone, and we made sure people were comfortable by including places to power up and cool down. So it's best to do one thing really, really well. The greatest success of I/O, in my opinion, was the team that we assembled, both internally and externally. We didn't just select one agency and let them run with it. We partnered with specialists. We handpicked AV leads from a pool of freelancers and built strong teams underneath them. We brought on a creative producer with festival experience in their DNA. And we connected with internal enthusiasts and community members, artists, creators, builders, to build an authentic environment. For example, our keynote DJ was an expert in live mixing and crafted a custom track for our opening keynote. We also had Googlers volunteer as stilt walkers, LED design artists, and even singers. This handcrafted team and collection of artists were not only a great way and a scrappy way to save dollars, but they also brought a level of expertise and authenticity to the program this year. Great just isn't good enough. We brought the magic and fun of our company culture to the I/O experience this year. From colored smoke to a Google Maps bike race, we created a playful environment and let our personality really shine. We tried to stay true to ourselves throughout, including the time we outfitted our production crew in I/O jumpsuits for a very public and robust production flip to create a moment of anticipation. We handed out cold towels when it was hot and wheeled around wagons full of blankets when it was cold. We also included true festival experiences like the karaoke rickshaw cart and 6 other art cars that you can find on the playa at Black Rock every August. Another moment of fun was when we plastered the fences during our keynote as a low-tech way to announce the concert artist for that evening's event. Not everything fun has to be expensive. We were playful in every way possible. This guy right here is a cardboard T-Rex who danced up a storm on our second evening event. So I'm gonna be real, reinvention is tough. we learned a lot. First, weather is a world-class trickster. We experienced heat, cold, and wind over the course of 3 days. So for 2017, aside from the festival survival kits we implemented this year and the in-the-moment fixes I talked about earlier, we're really working on building more shelter from the elements for people who are eating and waiting in line. Second, enthusiastic communities want more. Tripling the size of our breakout space year over year wasn't even enough. So for 2017, we're looking at eliminating all small capacity rooms under 100 person, and then we are focusing on fewer larger stages, so 7 to 8 versus the 11 we had this year. Third, food everywhere doesn't mean food everywhere. Food was plentiful this year, but decentralized over 15 different areas, making it hard for folks to find. For 2017, we'll work on centralizing all food sources and staffing up the snack stations to make a quality experience. So we learned a lot, but we also celebrated the wins. 2 evening events for the price of 1, and that's real, we did this. We leveraged relationships to source talent and create inexpensive yet fun experiences, like handing out glow sticks and glow-in-the-dark glasses at the concert. This was about 25 cents a person and yielded a ton of enjoyment. Another example is that bike race I mentioned, which was purely a hack of Google Maps and simple projection. We also had a wedding proposal during the second night between a couple who had met 8 years prior at the first official I.O., and she said yes. Most importantly, we had the largest and most inclusive keynote to date, with every attendee in a prime spot and a killer view. So with 2016 under our belts, we just have one question that remains. What's next for I.O.? Thank you so much.